Before you go any further, I've got a message from my heart to your ears. Thank you. Thank you for a huge year. Thank you for everything that you've done, and thank you for listening. Thank you for being such a wonderful, wonderful part of this journey and keeping us at the top of the charts. Today, we are bringing you some of the highlights from 2024. We are sharing 13 incredible clips from some of the most listened to episodes of the year. So you will hear from Yasmin Ali, you will hear from Oliver Oust, you will hear from Melissa Cohen, you will hear from Hannah Pryor, you will hear. So stick around and know this is going to be a short and sweet one, but of course, it's going to pack a punch. So thanks again and keep listening. And if you haven't done so already, please do write us an Apple review. We love and appreciate those. We read every single one of them, and it means the world to us. So go spread more joy and go have a great holiday. Thank you.
The idea of job security is outdated as a landline. If you haven't been in a search for a while, it's probable you will at some point, by choice or not. Most executives admit to staying way too long, or sense what's coming and justify staying anyway. There's another reason. The faulty belief that navigating to what's next will inevitably be worse and has to suck. Screw that. Lauren Greif has spent a lifetime in corporate and executive search, calling bullshit on stale career advice that most still use. This is Career Blast in a Half, the career podcast for executives ready to cut past outdated career advice to fuel your outcomes now. So let's go.
The much better time investment is in the comments and in the DMs. Invest the very first month just connecting with people. Go out there and leave comments on other people's content.
If you do say something awkward or embarrass yourself, more often than not, people are not paying as close attention to you as you think. We're not the center of other people's worlds. We like to think everyone's obsessing over our awkward moments. Guess what? They're not.
Your non-verbal communication tells people far more than what you say verbally. You can get two people that say exactly the same message in terms of the words they use, but your body language, that communicates far more than the words that you use to say to someone you're having a conversation with.
The better stories, they start with the audience rather than starting with yourself. They think about the audience, what the audience is interested in. It's not inside out, it's outside in.
If I hold the car keys and I have a teenager who wants to borrow the car, holding the car keys is the valued resource. And because I hold the valued resource, I have some influence. So I can set some ground rules. I can be influential. And the only reason he's likely to listen to me is because I'm holding the valued resource.
When you're applying for a job and you're in your older years, it's important to show how dedicated you are to the long-term mission of a company, as well as your long-term career objectives there. At the end of the day, you can't change how someone is going to perceive you completely, right? Like it is what it is. It's not something within your control.
Rule of one is that you want to write to one specific person. When you have your idea, you want to create this ideal reader in your head. You have your one specific person and you have your one specific idea. You understand what they're looking for and you can find that one desire or that one pain point.
Instead of leading with what's wrong, actually lead with what's right. Tell a love story about the future. What are the possibilities and the opportunities that you see for the brand, for the company, for that role? And then talk about the obstacles that stand in the way of that possibility.
Being a thought leader is sharing something that you know. It's talking about your lived experience. It's talking about things that you're really passionate about, things that we always talk in the community. What makes you really mad? That's thought leadership.
Ask who is interviewing you. Can I have an opportunity to speak with others that currently work with inside the organization? If that's a yes, I would ask things like, what really happens during time off? Is the expectation that my phone's available?
What if I did something quote unquote wrong? It's not really about you. It's about the people that you want to help. It is really selfish if you don't put yourself out there and you don't get to help the people that could use your help.
To me, self-care is all about flourishing. flourishing. Flourishing is what I call doing for the sake of being. And just to break that down, I am doing an activity for the sake of being a better, happier version of myself.
Problem for most people is an excessive amount of thinking. So the mind isn't a tool, isn't a helpful, brilliant tool that they can pick up and use and then kind of put down. It becomes the master. It thinks when it wants to think. So if it wants to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, keep you awake the whole night, it just does it.
Thank you for joining today. We appreciate your listening ears. Big time. We ask this: use these tools, not tomorrow, right now, and share them by spreading the love, leaving us a rating and subscribe so you don't miss the next career blast in a half. Most of all, thank you for you.